Diane Dudley's life and career are proof that the lessons learned on a family farm and at the University of Central Missouri can take a person virtually anywhere, even to a partnership at a Big Four accounting firm.
Growing up on a farm is fantastic. Every day after school, we would have a number of things that we would need to do, including feeding the pigs, putting down fresh straw for the pigs and the cattle. And actually, that was pretty hard work, but it teaches you really good core values.
The family farm in Higginsville, Missouri also provided an introduction to the world of business. When Diane sold the pigs she raised, her father explained that she would earn the net profit, not the full sale price, to account for the cost of raising the pigs.
He was teaching us finance principles along the way and accounting. I would help my father with things like reconciling the checkbook for the farm accounts and doing farm accounting, getting his financial statements ready to go to the bank every year so he could put a crop in the ground. I really thought, hey, accounting and finance, that's probably the way I should go.
Her high school years were filled with activities, including band, pep club, and choir. What kept her busiest was her involvement in 4-H. Following high school, Dudley decided to attend what was then known as Central Missouri State University.
I had some great professors in the accounting program at UCM. One that I remember fondly is Dr. Ken Stone. He made sure that we learned the principles, and one of his favorite sayings was, "Creative accountants go to jail." So that made us really think.
Diane navigated her college years as a first-generation student. During her first week on campus, she met Chuck Dudley, another first-generation student. A relationship blossomed, and the couple married during her junior year.
We relied on our professors, upperclassmen, each other, to try to figure out what sequence we should take classes in and preparing ourselves to be the most marketable when it came time to get a job.
With the guidance of Professor Arthur Norton, Dudley secured an internship at the Missouri State Auditor's Office. That experience helped her land a position in Kansas City at Pete Marwick Mitchell & Company, which is now known as KPMG. Her fellow new hires were surprised an applicant from a mid-sized university was among their group.
I became fairly confident that the education that I had gotten at CMSU was as good as, or probably better than, these folks from the big schools. And I told Chuck, I said, "You watch. I think after 5 years, I'll probably be promoted to manager. And I don't think any of these others are going to even be here."
Dudley's assessment was correct, and her career took flight. Chuck, then a police officer in Olathe, joined the Coast Guard. The Dudleys moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, and then on to Washington, D.C. in 1989, where Diane transferred with KPMG.
And when KPMG landed its first federal audit, I was fortunate enough to be assigned to it. So I learned the ropes as a senior manager of how to audit a federal agency. I became a partner, and we grew that practice from 2 partners in 1992 to over 30 partners by the time I had retired and over 400 people. So it turned out to be quite a big practice, and I was in charge of it for a good majority of that period.
To keep pace with KPMG's rapid growth, Dudley interviewed and recruited promising recent college grads. She was a supervisor, mentor, colleague, and friend to Andrew Lewis, a man who would eventually succeed her at the practice.
Diane is a legend. She's a legend in the federal financial management community. Without a doubt, Diane knew her people. And Diane walked into this room, and there were 20 people around the room, brand new people, with her amazing knowledge and awareness of the people around her and the process of running our business. Introduced herself and knew every single person and knew exactly what project they were going to work on and what school they came from.
I interviewed Andrew right out of college. I was the partner in charge of the practice, so ultimately he reported to me. So I was able to coach and mentor him along the way. And he's a very bright guy, has great personal skills, great communication skills. And I knew from an early stage that he would be a leader in the practice.
Dudley's high standards, vision, and leadership established a legacy that continues to shape the success of KPMG.
We just had a retirement lunch earlier today, and the theme of the lunch was, none of us would be here if it wasn't for Diane. This is a room of 30 of the most gifted and talented leaders, current and former, within our practice. I think it's amazing that UCM is dedicating this award to Diane because all of us dedicate so much to Diane and what she's led to us.
Dudley remains active in her field as a member of the Federal Accounting Standards Advisory Board. She was also nominated by the GAO to serve on the Auditability Advisory Council. For more than 15 years, Diane and Chuck Dudley have re-engaged with their alma mater. They were co-chairs of the Washington, D.C. Alumni Group, and Diane later served as the president of the Alumni Foundation Board. The Dudleys are regular contributors to the annual fund, including matching contributions from KPMG. They've established 2 generous endowments and a planned estate gift at UCM. Diane frequently returns to campus as a guest speaker in accounting classes. As a mother to sons Ryan and Ross, and now a grandmother, Diane Dudley's life has come full circle with a return to the Higginsville family farm.
Now that we're retired, of course, our kids are grown. We're very fortunate that they are both living in Missouri, and so they are nearby and we can see them often. Our one son, who does the farming in the area now and has taken over the family farm, he and his wife have a new baby boy. I get to see them very often because they live right next door. And our older son, he just returned to Missouri from Washington, D.C., so now we have everyone in the same time zone.
Dudley also returned to her alma mater as a student. In 2023, she earned an MBA, completing the program with a 4.0 GPA. She looks forward to returning to campus in the fall of 2025 for a very special homecoming.
It's a great honor to be awarded the Distinguished Alumni Award. We always enjoy getting back on campus, particularly for homecoming because there's so many activities going on. I just love reconnecting with folks that I know on the foundation board or even the accounting professors.
Diane, on behalf of me, all of the partners, and all of the employees at KPMG, we want to say congratulations on receiving the UCM Distinguished Alumni Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2025 Distinguished Alumni Award recipient, Diane Dudley.